Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Five Aside. It's your boy Chidalo. Today joining me is Kazia Ali. Actually, we've known each other for a while on the X group chats. Chelsea fan. What's up, bro? Hello, Kazia. Can you hear me? Hello. I think hello.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I was like, "What's up?" I just introduced you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How is it going? It's good to have you guys here, and it's good to be on the pod too. It's been a long time
Uh,
coming. I've been trying to clear my schedule for this podcast, but one thing always come in between, or work or something, will just stop me from being able to make the pod. But today I said I must make it by hook or by crook.
well, we have you. We finally have you here, and it's our pleasure. Anyway, yeah, Kazia is a Chelsea fan. One of the one of the most knowledgeable Chelsea fans. Uh, anyway, the first game of the week of this weekend was Burnley Chelsea. That was also the first game I saw. It
Yeah,
was very early, but I mean, I still saw the game. I know it was like probably like around was it like around 4 p.m. Niger?
it was an early kickoff in Nigeria. It was the first game of the day. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
about 1:30 or so, 1:30 Nigerian time.
Okay, yep. So for me, my only thought from that entire game, because first of all, the result wasn't much of a surprise. My biggest takeaway was probably Andres Santos. He seemed, yeah, I knew he was decent, but he filled up Caicedo's shoes quite impressively, in my opinion. At some point, I wasn't sure whether I was watching Caicedo or somebody else.
Yeah. Andre really stepped up yesterday. And this is what we've been trying to tell rival fans right from time that the boy is good, although he doesn't really have Premier League experience. You know,
Hello, did we
he
lose him?
transferred from Brazil, I think, when he just turned
Hello,
19 or so. Then we had to send him to Strasbourg for 1 year. That 1 year loan at Strasbourg really
hello.
paid. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Last night I heard was this is what we're trying to tell rival fans.
Okay, I said this is what we've been trying to tell rival fans all along that that boy is good. The boy is good. The only thing he lacked was just Premier League experience. If it is the quality, the raw quality is there. If it is the talent is there. If you go and watch his under 20 games for Brazil where he captained their side, you will see his quality. When he plays with his mates, he's like 2 or 3 levels ahead of them. Came and we had to send him on loan first. We sent him to Strasbourg. Go there, go and see how it is done in Europe because I believe that after the English league, the most competitive, the most physical league rather in Europe, it's not even the Italian league anymore. To me, the French league, they are almost as physical as the Premier League. So he went there 1 year and he killed it. I think no, 1 year and a half. His first season he came, we sent him on loan to
Mm.
Forest first, but Nottingham Forest was not using him. So he was there till like January. Then we now pulled him back and we sent him to France, and he went there, he killed it. The second season he became their captain and it was amazing. I wish rival fans had the time to like watch his game, see him when he's playing as a six, as an eight. He can play as a
Mm-hmm.
six, he can play as a box to box. He was amazing. So when
Yeah,
coming back, coming back to
I
Chelsea,
agree.
we're not really surprised that the only thing we're thinking about is that will he be able to adapt quickly to the style of the Premier League and everything. But if it is the technicality, we knew it was there. So yesterday was a very big opportunity for him, and he stepped up. He did well, and man of the match performance. So all credit to him. Many more good games for him. That's
Yeah,
what
I think it was amazing.
yeah.
Do you
So
think do you think he can play alongside Caicedo, or will he just be act as a
yes,
deputy for now?
definitely. But for me, I feel like his best position is as a. I feel his best position is as a six.
Hello,
Do you understand? So playing alongside Caicedo is going to be difficult because Chelsea
hello.
plays Caicedo as
You think he can play alongside Caicedo, or his role will just be coming off the bench for him for now?
I feel like he will just be coming off the bench for now for Caicedo. I don't think he can play alongside Caicedo. I think Enzo is a better box crusher. I feel like Andre Santos' best position is as a six. I really don't see him as that. He can play that eight, that box to box position, but play him as that deep line playmaker. I feel like that is where he
Yeah.
will bring out because he has the ability to break up play. Although he's not as he may not have the kind of engine that Caicedo has. Caicedo is on another level, but he knows how to read the game. He knows how to be in the right position to break up play and every other thing. Yesterday we didn't really see a lot of his on the ball quality, but off the ball we really saw what he could do. But I feel like with time, if he keeps playing that position, we're going to see his on the ball quality. Playing that position in the
Okay.
Premier League is very difficult. So it may take him a lot of time, but I feel like six is his best position.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. And and that another thing of note is Pedro Neto. I know a lot of people keep clamoring for Esteval to start more games, which I actually want to see Esteval a bit more. But I think I understand what Maresca is trying to do in terms of like trying to manage his minutes considering his age. And also Neto on the right is actually very good. Like on the ball, he's arguably one of the best in the league right now, especially when it comes to taking on his man. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think Estaval is ready to bench. Estaval is very talented, and I know he will go right to the very top. I like the way Enzo Maresca is using is easing him into the team. He's a young boy. He's just 18, and he has just transferred from Brazil. A lot of people are saying, yeah, Lamine Yamal is doing it in Barca. Why are they not giving this boy the opportunity? But they have to understand that Lamine was groomed in Europe first and foremost. So he understands, like he was already prepared. He has been groomed right from time, or has been prepared right from time to play in the La Liga. But this other guy was in South America, different weather, different league, different language, different culture. So he has come in here and funny enough, he has not felt any pressure. He's not playing like he's under any pressure. I think his first Premier League game, bam, assist. Other games like that, he has also turned up either with a goal here or an assist there. So I like the way Enzo Maresca is using him. He's protecting him from the pressure, protecting him from the media because if you throw him into the wild and one good game, two good games, and he begins to burn out, or maybe Premier League defenders begin to like double mark him and all of that, and he begins to burn out. The press will eat him alive, and that thing can cause a young player to maybe lose confidence or can make the pressure get to him. But I like the way Maresca is using him. He's bringing him in when he feels like okay, you can do something, and the boy is delivering. So for now, I don't think he's ready to bench Neto. Definitely, that's right wing in Chelsea belongs to him in the long run. I know he will take over that position, but for now, I feel like he should just sit and learn from Neto. There are some games he will start. There are some games because we have a lot of competitions we're still going to play the FA Cup. We're still going to hopefully we'll go far in the Champions League. So there will be a lot of games for him to play. Some games he will start, but for now, I believe that Neto should start ahead of him. Secondly, Neto has more work rate and Neto runs more than he does. It's not like Estaval does not have that work rate because he actually tracks back and he does the defending too. But Neto is actually more experienced than he is, and Neto has more enemies for him.
Yeah, I agree. And okay, the only other thing I would say, maybe Neto can also probably play, maybe not so high level, but because he can still play on the left and maybe make space for Estevao on the right. Maybe drop Gittins,
Yeah,
who's also young and he doesn't look to be on the same level of form as Estevao, at least at the moment.
but I feel like the coach prefers Ganacho on that left wing to anybody,
Yeah,
especially
Ganacho as well. Oh,
yeah, because
true.
Ganacho has the Premier League experience. I think he was at Man U for 2 seasons first before we got him. 2 seasons, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So he
Wait,
has that
why
Premier League
didn't
experience.
Ganacho start? Is he injured?
No, he's not injured. I feel like the coach wants to exploit that Barca highline with his pace, so he wants him fresh.
Hmm.
So that's why I feel
So
like
he's just they're saving him for Barcelona.
yeah, so they want to exploit that highline with his pace. Funny
Okay,
enough,
that's fair.
credit to Ganacho. When Ganacho was coming, I was looking at him with the same eyes I saw him with at Manchester United. and I was very, very sad about him. To be fair, he's not my favorite kind of winger. He's a very direct kind of winger. I like wingers that, apart from scoring, they can also create out of nothing. Those are my kind of wingers. But fair
Yeah,
play to
same
him.
here.
He has come into the team and he has done whatever he has been brought in to do perfectly. He has he has scored a few goals and then he has created a few chances. What I just want him to improve is his 1v1. If he can take his 1v1 to the next level, then I think he's going to be a very, very good weapon for us. But Estaval can also play on the left. He can equally play behind the striker. But the manager doesn't want him behind the striker yet. He said he's going to grow into that role because in the Premier League you need to be very physical. It's very demanding already on the wing when you have just probably one person marking you or two people marking you. But when you are playing inside in between the lines, you have the centre backs on you, you have the defensive midfielders on
Yeah,
you have the central midfielders on you. So
yeah. You
they
have to be
wanted
aware.
yes, they want him to get better, he wants him to get stronger before he starts throwing him to play behind the striker. So for now he will just keep competing with Neto for that right wing position. Maybe he can play on the left if need be, but he would concentrate mostly on the right for now. For that number 10, I think it will be just Palma, uh, Jao Pedro,
Yao Pedro.
and then
Yo,
Buonanotte. Buonanotte
Yao
is there.
Pedro. Yao Pedro came in as a striker. But it seems like they've realized, like most of us knew, that he's probably not really the striker you thought he was, in a sense, because I'm not that surprised at all. Like, he's become more of a 10 now, basically replacing Palmer.
Yeah,
He
yeah. When we got him, maybe a lot of people felt okay, he will play as a striker, but I've always seen him as a versatile forward. I
Mhm.
prefer himself from the left because of
Even
that
though
his
he started off
ability to
scoring
play the
goals.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you
Yeah.
say?
I said, even though when he started, he was scoring a lot of goals in the beginning. I think, I'm not sure of the numbers, but his first couple of games he scored from the Club World Cup.
Yes, actually he did. So I prefer him from the side. I prefer him from the flank. I feel like that his ball carrying ability and ability to take players on will be more effective from the side. But the manager sees him as a 10 and sometimes as a 9. Fair enough. But I would have preferred him to play from the flank.
Does he have the pace though? I don't think he's. I know he's
Pace,
good. He can run with the ball,
his pace
but I don't know if he's dynamic.
it's not terrible. It's not bad. It's not as explosive
Yeah,
as probably Ganacho, but he's not. It's not slow. He's not. His pace is decent.
yeah, I agree. Anyway, I mean, Palmer will come back. Do you think when Palmer comes back, he'll take over that 10 position, and Pedro will be relegated to a bench player, or do you think he'll start as a 9 over Delap and the rest?
That's what I don't know right now. Like because Maresca is a very funny person. I don't understand. I don't understand him if he's going to play Dela ahead of Jao Pedro or he's going to play Jao Pedro ahead of Delap. But definitely the number 10 position belongs to Palmer. Nobody's touching it. Nobody's taking it away from him. So it's now left for Jao Pedro to find probably maybe slot it out from the left wing with Gittins and Ganacho or fight for the number 9 position with Dela. But at the end of the day, like I said, we have a lot of competition, so there will be a lot of rotation. But players like Palmer will definitely start whenever it's important and whenever we have a big game. Nobody's taking the number 10 position.
Yeah, anyway, Palmer will be back soon. I think he might be back against Arsenal. I heard he stopped his toe or something
Yeah,
like that, but he will probably be back next week.
we'll have a cameo against Barca. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll have a cameo against Barca.
Well, next week will be an interesting game for sure. But yeah, I mean, one thing that from our conversation, you can see that Chelsea has a lot of quality depth. So I know my predictions earlier. I had you guys third. I had Liverpool second. I'll probably review that by January or December. We
Definitely
all
have
know
to
how
do.
Liverpool is right now. Because I know my first three are Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and City. Well, we
Well,
all see we see how that's going. Liverpool have been quite disappointing. But do you have where did you have Chelsea before the season started?
Okay, before the season started, I knew the top four. Top four was non-negotiable. I was thinking third actually too. I was thinking third. So this is I felt like City will come back. City will come back. Then I felt either Arsenal or Liverpool will do second. I felt like if Arsenal will do second, Liverpool will do fourth. But I was so sure that Chelsea will do third. That's where I had at the beginning of the season. I felt like we can go third. But so
Uh,
far, Man City are not really taking their chances, and then Liverpool has been a shadow of themselves. Let's just see where it goes. Right now, the league is Arsenal's to lose as usual. 6 points
what
clear.
do you mean? So you don't have Chelsea. Chelsea are second, though. You don't have Chelsea winning the league right now, from what you're seeing.
No, I don't think they can win the league. They've not been in the title race. This particular crop of players has not been. No,
You have started that rubbish again. So you're not in the title race again.
I'm just being pragmatic. I'm not saying we are not in the title race. I'm saying this particular have not handled the pressure of a title race yet. So this is going to be like a big learning curve for them. I'd like to see them maybe in February or in March when the business end of the season has come. Let me see how they can handle that pressure. After between December and January, we have a lot of fixtures. Then the Champions League will come back.
Yeah.
But the players will burn out, they'll be fatigued, and then there'll be a lot of injuries. It's usually like that at that period of the season. So I want to really see how they can manage and cope with that pressure. If you look at them last season, January, February was really, really shaky for us. We were drawing a lot of games. Not so much losses, but games that would have picked up 3 points, we're drawing them and all of that. So I
Mm.
don't think they can win the league, not yet. Let's just see how they compete this season. Maybe from next season, yes, I can say, okay, let's go for it. But but if it comes this season, fine. I'll be grateful. I'll feel like we overachieved. But this season, I believe should be a, a steep learning curve for them. A season where they will understand what it takes to compete for the Premier League. I feel
I
like right
mean,
now they're able to build chemistry. Caicedo and Enzo in the midfield. Like at least now James has been able to play for like 1 year consistently. Cucurella has been okay for a while now. So I feel like we can. The problem we're having is our centre back. Fofana has not been able to play for one full season since he came to Chelsea,
um,
and then
Lewis Cowell is out right now.
oh yeah, and
I think if
he's
Cowell comes back, I see no reason why you guys can't mount a title challenge. I mean, last season I felt was the would have been the learning curve to an extent. You guys won the Club World Cup. There's been some level of continuity that has been lacking for a while, given all the manager firings. And I agree, though the injuries are probably holding you guys back a little, but you guys have done pretty well in Palmer's absence. So if he comes back, and you guys have a couple of more players come back later to add to that depth that is already existing. I mean, I don't think you guys will win it, but the reason I had you guys third was because I felt there'd be a chance that you guys might actually mount a challenge, and I still expect the title race to be close, even though I still have Arsenal winning it. I don't think you guys will be too far. So, but we'll see.
let's see, let's see how it goes. And if Cornwall comes back, will we be able to challenge for the title? Well, let's see how that goes.
People are challenging now.
Well, okay, fair enough, fair enough. You cannot be second and say you're not in the title race. And the season is still young, so yeah, you can say that they're in the title race. But to be very, very pragmatic, like if Corey comes back, I'm not totally sure yet because I need Fofana to be fit. I feel like Fofana and Corey they complement themselves very well. Fofana
Mhm.
is the more aggressive one. He's the one that can defend wide spaces alone. He can defend close spaces too, and all of that. But it's not like he's not technical on the ball. He's very technical on the ball. Like his ball control, his passing, and everything are great. But Colwill has this other IQ. He looks like a midfielder playing from the back. He looks like a big
Yeah.
playmaker. So that is what he has that Fofana doesn't have. While Fofana has that aggression, Fofana will go into any tackle. Fofana will challenge for any area duel. He's not scared of anybody, be it Haaland, be it anybody. So if Fofana can stay fit for the for the whole season, I feel like okay, then we have a chance because our problems this season majorly has been from the defense. The only team that has stopped us from scoring a goal this season has been Crystal Palace, and that was match they won, first match of the season. We are still trying to get the reading, and we came back from a Club World Cup. We didn't have preseason. Our players just had a little rest and all of that. So Palace were the only team that stopped us from scoring. We scored every other team we played, even the games we lost. We some of them we opened the scoring, but we just couldn't close up our defense. So that's where our
Yeah,
problem is. Maybe
I
if the
agree.
club had tried to buy
I,
a centre back when Maresca was asking for another centre back, maybe would have had a better chance. But let's just see as it goes.
anyway, I agree. Well, let's talk about Liverpool versus Forest. I think we've criticized them a lot this season, given their shortcomings. But at this point, itself, I actually don't know what the problem is. I know they didn't start West. Wait, they started West in this game, didn't they? I think that was the second game of the
I
weekend.
don't
I'm
think
kind
they
of
did they
forgetting.
start the
Nah,
game.
I don't think, yeah, they didn't
Take a
start
look at
West.
let me look at their lineup again.
Because normally he's the one that is often criticized for their.
No, he
I know
didn't
he
start.
had a very good international break. He had a very good international break.
Their
So
midfield was made up of
yeah, they started
Gravenberch,
Gakpo.
and Jones.
Yeah, and Curtis
So
Jones. And despite not starting words, actually, I'll be honest. The first 30 minutes they looked really really good. I was actually like, this guy's coming back, only for them to concede the goal from the header
yes,
that they were complaining about or whatever. But I mean, I think that goal should have was 100% valid.
yeah, and
Anyway,
after that was downhill from there. Well, I I cannot say I'm not enjoying his downfall because their fans were chatting a lot of shit, especially last season. New manager, he came in and he's bossing the league, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm really here for their downfall. But if I want to analyze, I really don't know what's going wrong, what has gone wrong there because they spent some money to buy quality players. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a fan of Zid. Forget all the hating I'm doing on social media. I'm just bantering their fans and just catching fun with football Twitter. But I'm a fan of Zid. I watched him a lot in Bayer Leverkusen and he
mhm,
looked like a baller. He looked like a top player. He looked like somebody that would go to the top. But I think he's in the wrong team.
wrong team.
Yes. I felt like he would go to Man City. I was seeing him as De Bruyne's replacement. I felt like he would have done better under Pep.
As De Bruyne's replacement.
So that's just my take on it. I I don't know what
I definitely agree in terms of him. If him looking like a De Bruyne replacement, I also think he would have been a very good fit for Manchester City. But I still think he'll do well with Liverpool eventually. He might just be taking some time to actually get adjusted to the team because generally I think all of them, every single Liverpool player right now, besides maybe Soboslai at some point, are performing far below their standards. From Van Dijk to what's his name, Konate. Konate has looked terrible. Van Dijk has not looked good at all. Kekes, we all know what Kekes is struggling. It's as if he's drowning. He's drowning in Liverpool because of he's not handling the new pressure of playing for a bigger club at all. They don't. I don't think they understand who to play in that right back position. I think maybe Frimpong might still be injured, but
I also
their current right back, yeah, bad investments. Mm.
yes
Why do you think so?
like, because of his profile. Like I mean, you are playing with they used to play with Arnold and Bradley. Look at the way Arnold plays and look at the system club built with Arnold. When he came last season, Slots just he just made a few tweaks. I think he just made them play faster than they used to play on that club, and they looked so good. Arnold is leaving. Why don't you replace that profile with a similar profile? You went and got a right wing back. Frimpong is not really a right back. He's more of a right wing back. You have you have a right back like Aina in Nottingham Forest. Aina would have fit that profile so well. Do you want the crosses? He's decent with the crosses. He may not be as great as Trent, but he's quite decent with the crosses. You want somebody who can go up and come back and defend. So I feel like Frimpong was a bad investment. He went to the wrong team. He would have just looked for a team that plays with a wing back. Simple.
Mm. But you know what I think though? I, we all know of Trent's shortcoming defensively. But
Yes.
of course, he made that up with his everything he added in attack with his passing range and all. But I feel Frimpong is as suspect defensively, but offers more in attack, just like Trent, but in a different way. So that's why at the time I felt like okay, maybe this makes sense, even though they play the game differently, but they are both good in attack and suspect defensively. I think Aina is not a bad shot at all. He's probably better defensively than both of them. This guy Soboslai hasn't been terrible there, even though he's not a real right back. He hasn't actually been that bad whenever he played there.
And that's why they're suffering. If they had the proper right back and let Sobos like compete in the midfield. So I used to call Zobos like low budget De Bruyne. Like I see him like yes, I see him like a player that has the same profile with De Bruyne. He can pick that pass, he can hit that shot, he can take those set pieces. I felt like this is somebody that has that similar profile to De Bruyne, even though De Bruyne is probably 2 years ahead of him or maybe a year ahead of him. But dead balls and all of that.
Anyway,
So
though,
so now
yeah,
you're making him play from the right back. You are taking away a lot from your team. That guy would have been there helping the attack, and he has been the only that has been doing so well this season. So imagine if he was playing probably behind the striker or as one of the three midfielders. Liverpool would have been doing far better. Well,
I mean, well, we've seen him move there, and yeah, he's been good. He's been their best player by far. But they're still very inconsistent. It's kind of hard because
people are complaining
okay, for
about
example,
people are complaining about.
McAllister.
I feel like
Wait,
it was going to happen sooner or later, especially for Van
okay,
Dijk
true.
and for Salah. The law of diminishing returns. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see that at some point they would have dropped form, I guess.
Yes, I felt like Liverpool would have cashed out on Salah and let him go to Saudi Arabia or something.
Hmm. Well, I wanted to go to McAllister. McAllister is somebody else who was very, very crucial to how well they did last season. But this season, ever since he came back from injury, he's not been the same player at all. Gravenberch is a very big one who's actually kind of escaped criticism so far. He has not had a good season in terms of screening that defense because even though he was not really a DM last season, he was arguably the best in the Premier League. But this season, he's falling so short of standards. And I don't think I think it has low key gone under the radar since people have been focusing more on Verts and Salah. Defensively, he has not been that good.
Last season because of the way they played. I don't think they were conceding a lot of transitions last season. That's why his defensive shortcomings were not visible. He's a very, very good ball carrier. So when he gets the ball, apart from that pressure, he starts the attack straight. So they were so good at the way they played, they were not conceding a lot of transitions. Maybe because McAllister was also on his game last season. Zobo has a lot of energy, was equally in the midfield. So, but this season that every other person, that many other people are not at the top of their game, is beginning to expose him. But I know that on the ball he's quite good, especially when it comes to beating that pressure. He has the ability to turn out from pressure and all of that.
Um,
But
yeah,
he has not been able to show that defensive quality because he naturally is not a six. I see him as an eight, a box to box.
yeah.
If Liverpool really wants to fix that problem, they have to go out for a DM. There are other top DMs in the league. I wonder why they didn't even splash money on that position. Some
No,
of the
they
positions
tried
they
to
went
get
to.
Zubimendi. Yeah, Elliot Anderson.
If Liverpool went to Nottingham Forest with 40 million pounds, they will sell Elliot Anderson or
I
even
mean, they
50
have
million
Endo,
pounds.
right?
But they have not been able to live up to expectations.
Don't they have Endo? What?
Yeah,
True.
Wataru Endo, come on, for a team that wants to compete for the league, I don't think Endo is that guy. Yes, he can be a squad player. He can come in to like see how games they've won and all of that. Yes, he can come in and see how those games, but I don't think he can start week in, week out in a top team like Liverpool. Look at all the top teams in the league. Look at the people they play in those positions. They play very, 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 very technically gifted players, players who are very, very mobile, players who are good with breaking up play. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal has Zubimendi. Zubimendi is a very, very good deep line playmaker. He knows how to dictate play and all of that. And that means he's complementing for Declan Rice's shortcomings in that aspect. While Rice would has the legs to cover up, he will go forward, he will come back if and he helps Zubimendi very, very well with the defensive work. So they are complementing each other. If you go to City, if Rodri is not there, who else is there? Tijani Reinders is there. So look at the quality
Nico
and compare
Gonzalez.
it with.
Nico Gonzalez has been very good this season.
Yes, another person I even
Nico
forgot.
Gonzalez.
Top, he has been top this season.
Hmm?
He has been very, very
Well,
good this.
anyway, let's look at Liverpool's attack. We all know Mr. What's this guy's name again? Isak. I guess the excuse is that Isak is not fit. Do you buy it? Apparently, he's not fit yet. But I mean, that might
I
be true. But he struggled. He has really struggled, both for club and country.
but I think I know Isak is a quality player because I watched him in Spain a few games. Not like I saw all his games, but he always had moments in Spain. And then when he came to Newcastle, he didn't just hit the ground running. It took him a while. His first season was probably just okay. It wasn't so great, like, but after a while, he started becoming the player everybody knew him to be. I feel like he may not really give him time. I know he's a quality striker. He has it in
Mm.
him, but you can't take it away from him. So he just has to learn to play the way Liverpool plays, and the team also has to adapt to the way he plays. When they build that chemistry, I feel like he will come good. But I think Liverpool should really move in their for that their attack. They should look for a way to move on from Salah. They should look for a way to move on from Salah. They had become so over reliant on him that they didn't notice he was beginning to diminish. And it's normal. How old is he? He should be about 34, right?
Yeah, thereabouts.
34 or so. You can't. I don't think at 34 you can keep delivering from that position in the Premier League
At the
consistently.
level.
Yes, at that level, he needs to do a lot of running. He needs. We know Prime Salah now. Salah 5 years ago from that position, he will punish any defense. He would run at you guys. He will press you guys and all of that. But now the team has to cater to him. He will definitely not track back again. He doesn't have the
Yeah,
strength. So I feel like they should move on from him. They should just look for somebody else.
yeah, I agree. I agree. But so in the last game, no Gakpo. What'd you say?
I said the same thing goes for Van Dijk too. They should move on from him. They should look for somebody else. Those guys have contributed all they can for Liverpool.
Yeah, Gakpo normally actually shows up regardless of what happens. He'd been decent this season, even the games they lost, but he didn't really have his best game overall against like Forest. Honestly, Forest surprised me. I know I've always known they had it in him in them, sha. Especially now they have Sean Dyke. That guy he's master at bringing upsets, creating upsets.
I tell you, I can't forget his time at Tottenham. Anytime Chelsea is playing Burnley at top, I'm uneasy. Like when I just see the fix, oh, but we have Burnley next. It's not something you just say. It's a ride in the park. Don't worry, let's go home. You will always go there with your
Yeah.
heart in your hands. So seeing what he's doing at Nottingham Forest is it's no surprise to me. He knows how to set up a defense.
Hmm. I remember the derailed our title challenge now
Yes,
last season or 2 seasons ago when he took over Everton the first game in charge. These guys upset us, man. I was happy when they brought him in. I was very happy we played them.
at
I
least
was so
actually.
glad we played them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And uh, nobody wants to face Sean Dyche. He reminds me of managers like Tony Pulis. Nobody wants to go.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to go to Stoke, especially if it's Monday night football and they're sending you to Stoke during
Yeah.
that during the winter when it's really cold. You don't want to go there. Police will punish you.
Yep. Managers like that, at least one thing you're guaranteed for sure is that they make themselves tough to beat. For sure. Like this, the way they set up their teams is always going to be a fight. It's always going to be a hustle. Like you're going to fight for every kick of the ball. Like they'll make you fight for everything.
I remember
Yeah, but
under Antonio Conte. I think the match that confirmed Conte's Premier League title with Chelsea. I think we played Tony Pulis's West. Was it West Brom? No, I can't remember if it was West Brom. I forgot. I forgot. But I know we played Tony Pulis. My God, do you know what he told us
hmm?
before the game? He said he's going to make Chelsea wait for 1 week.
And
And
did that happen?
almost, we won that game in the 80 minutes plus also. Bashwai won goal. Like it was so difficult that day, that night. It was so difficult. So those kind of managers, you never want to face them. Credit to him. Credit to Sean Dyche. He did an excellent job against Liverpool.
3-0. That was crazy. Honestly,
So
that's I mean, not like we thought they were in the title race anymore, but I think that is like almost the nail in the coffin, and that's crazy because it's just the 12th game of the season. But I think they are done.
they are done. They are done.
It's over for them.
They are done.
Next game, next interesting upset. Was it really an upset? I actually predicted 2-1 the last episode, Newcastle versus Man City, but that did not surprise me at all. Even though I know Newcastle lost to Liverpool, they were destroyed by Barcelona, and they also lost to Arsenal, like at home. But besides the Barcelona one, the nature of those losses, context is important because Arsenal struggled against them, and Liverpool struggled versus 10 men
Yeah.
in St James Park. And I think it was the teenager who scored in the last minute for them to win against 10 men, sef. And 10 men is like early. It was an early red card, though.
But the
So
game.
like, I knew City would struggle.
Newcastle when they are team, I don't think they are a team anybody in the Premier League wants to play. When they're having a good day, nobody wants to face them. Especially that their midfield. Gomares is a problem. That guy is you just
Yeah,
don't want to.
Tonali too.
Sandro Tonali too, guy.
Tonali is a baller.
You don't want to face them. Funny enough, the game against City yesterday, I didn't even see it in real time. I wanted to see it, but something came up, so I had to go and attend to something. By the time I came and I saw the scores, I was like, what? What? I was surprised, but I was not too surprised because our name is Newcastle. Because I felt like City were back and City wanted to put up a title charge. So that's why I was betting my money that City will go home with the 3 points. But Eddie Howe
Yeah,
had
Newcastle is Haaland's worst opponent. I think he's only scored 1 goal against them, so he actually rarely scores against them, and that's part of why I felt something will happen.
I didn't even take notice of that particular statistics. Even if I had known, I wouldn't have captained him in my fantasy.
See, don't worry, I captained him too. Despite what I said in the pod, I still captained him.
Eh, because
I didn't really I didn't put my money where my mouth was.
everybody felt like City they are back.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was happy with the result at the end of the day because it's breathing room for Chelsea.
Yep. He helped you guys use this thing, Supple City in second.
And
But
I'm sure they're
despite
celebrating.
City's how good City is in attack, despite how good City is in attack, I one thing I that still kind of holds me back from becoming that wary of them yet is their defense. I still think they can definitely be gotten at. I don't trust their right back position. I don't still think their centre back pairing are really solved their defensive issues that well. Their wing
Yeah.
backs are still. I mean, I know the Corral is really really good, but as a defensive unit, I don't think they can keep most good attacks out yet.
So you don't trust Diaz and Vadio.
Not yet. I still see teams open them up like regularly in a way I don't see like say Arsenal for example.
Don't you think
But
it's all down to their defensive midfield and Rodri not being the Rodri we always knew, and maybe because of the injuries and all of that, he's still trying to get back to himself. Don't you think it's because of
I
their midfield?
I felt like it was more due to Martin Nunes and that's like right back side, the right center back and the right back actually. But I agree with you that could also be a factor. But Nico Gonzalez hasn't really done badly. At least in their recent run of form, he's been decent. So
Off the ball. Nobody, I don't think anybody can do the job Rodri does for them off the ball. That's why they are lacking.
that's true. No, of course, Nico is not on the same level as Rodri for sure. But I'll be honest, I think he's been good as well recently, at least. And their attack is firing. Maybe I don't think they will face Newcastle every day. So I still expect them to beat most teams and still get back and get back
Another
on track.
another problem I think they have is being over reliant on Haaland. If you dip it
That's very true.
if you dip it well, the major people in that team has always been Haaland and De Bruyne. If De Bruyne is not there, just
Yeah,
Haaland and De Bruyne.
I agree.
So at the moment, if you can cut off
Yeah,
that
but
situation
Foden
and
has recently been on
no other
form
person
though.
is scoring,
At least social
look
media
at
will have us believe that Foden has been beating it, has been destroying things.
it was amazing this season, last season. Yeah, yeah. Was it no season before last when they won the league last? It was amazing. It was top. But after that season, he has not been able to replicate that form again. Now, if you look at their wingers, Doku is electric. He's beating his man, creating chances here and there. But look at his numbers. Look at his goals. Look at his assist numbers. They are very low. Look at Savinho. They are equally very low. So if Haaland is not scoring, or probably
Yeah,
for the other person is scoring, I feel like that is a very, very big red flag for a team that wants to win.
yeah. I don't think they are as efficient. The thing is they create loads of chances, but none of their attackers, but Haaland, are able to put them away consistently. Foden Foden does, he huffs and puffs, he tries. At least he's doing that more this season than last. So it looks like he's on form. That's probably why they called him back to England, starting 11, but whatever. But in terms of actually being efficient with those chances that are being created, yeah, they have a problem. Because right now it's only looking like Haaland is the only one who puts chances away, and if he doesn't, they're more than likely not doing anything else. So I agree. I think they definitely have a Haaland dependency problem. Well, who
Right?
knows? One
Everything
they
they
can
do,
have next week now. They will score like 5 goals.
no mind them with the people. But every team that has won the league has had more than one or two goal scorers score consistently.
Hmm. I
So every
agree.
team that has challenged for the league has had at least two to three goal scorers score consistently. Under Klopp, when he won the league, he had Salah, he had Mane scoring, and he had Arnold creating the chances, and Robert equally creating the chances, not just Arnold. So when you have at least two people scoring and at least two people creating, you will
Hmm.
definitely you will definitely do well. But at the moment now, who is really even creating in City? If Doku is not running at players, who do you really think is creating chances for them? In the past, we knew that okay, De Bruyne was there consistently. He would always put it on the plate for his teammates. But at the moment, you cannot really point out one person and say, okay, this is the creative outlet in this particular team.
Yeah. On the contrary, though, I don't think they have a creating problem. I mean, I think they are probably amongst the top three teams in terms of creating chances in the Premier League right now. They
Yeah,
create, just that many of them don't score it except Haaland. So I mean, because Foden hasn't been doing too badly. Doku causes chaos. He might not be De Bruyne, but just him running and just dribbling people. opens up spaces for Haaland to take advantage of. And this boy on the right, the Norwegian player on the right, Oscar Bob, that
Yeah.
boy can play. He's a problem.
But yeah, but if
Same
you
as
sit down and look at his numbers, I saw a statistic that said that he has is it 2 goals in how many years?
yeah, they don't do anything. Nobody there seems like a real goal scorer. Mamouche would probably score more if he plays more, but of course he's not going to bench Haaland.
I, I feel like Pep should find another position for him. Doku is doing so well, so it's difficult for him to play from the left.
Yeah,
He should play as a supporting striker. But well, Pep has gone to go and buy Cherky, and when Pep buys you, Pep will want to play you.
yeah. Sherky, what do you think about Sherky?
I feel like he's a top talent. Will he realize the potential? I don't know. He's somebody I really wanted my team to get because there's a, there's a quality he has. He's ambidextrous. He plays with both feet, right foot, left foot, wherever. He doesn't have to switch to his strong feet to find a pass or to make a dribble or to shoot. So it's one quality I like a lot about him. And then he can create out of nothing. He has the ability to find that pass out of nothing or to take on players. But I don't know if he'll be able to realize that potential. That potential is quite huge. He has that elite player potential. Will he be able to realize it? Only time will tell. I feel like maybe if he works on his work ethic and put in a lot of effort, but you can't doubt it. The quality is there. You see him on the ball. You know this guy's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's an amazing player. I think he's a bit inconsistent and maybe can also improve a little bit on his physicality.
Yeah,
No, not maybe not physicality, maybe energy. Sometimes he seems a little bit too lax. But then again, there are some players like that. Ozil comes to mind, but sometimes it just feels like he's a bit lazy. But yeah, in terms of quality wise,
I think
he's top notch.
that's what makes him play the way he plays. He looks like he just wants to come down and catch money. He looks like he's not playing business football. Do you understand? You watch some players play, you see all those emotions on their face, you see the seriousness and all of that. He comes and he looks like
Yeah,
he's not serious at all, but don't underrate him. So if he can fuse that ability with I don't know how to put it. If he can understand that he has to take his game to the next level, but he still keeps that open mind, like I'm just going here to catch fun, I'm just going to do my thing. I think it's going to be a very, very good player because if you look at players like Ronaldinho, they will tell you that that spark or that joy they had playing football as a child is the same spark they had playing it as an adult. Another player that comes into mind is probably Messi. If you see him the way he played as a child in the academy, if you go back to watch his clips,
yeah,
or
there are a lot of them.
or
Messi,
probably
Ronaldinho,
Ronaldinho,
Neymar,
Neymar,
Neymar
you
Hazard.
that kind of players, I
Yeah,
feel like if you try to make them too serious, you take it away from them. That's what Conte tried to do with Hazard in his second season. He was trying to hammer him to train more, be more serious, be more business minded. But it is when he's carefree that is when he performs the best. So I think he just has to understand that, like, I just have to take my career seriously. Does not really mean he has to train more or what. He just has to turn up. That's just it.
well, we'll see. Hopefully, it does not turn up too much this season because me, I need to win the league.
I'm even though I'm a big fan, I used to watch him when he was in Lyon from when I discovered him. I used to watch him because I like his quality, I like the way he plays. But the moment he moves to
Yeah.
Chelsea, he hater, I'm praying for his downfall.
Anyway, though, Haaland was very, very unusually wasteful today, but we'll let him slide. We'll let that one slide. But City were very, very porous in transition, especially Newcastle. Let's give Newcastle at least small praise. They've had a terrible season by their recent standards.
They lost
Having,
they lost their two strikers, but at least they're still getting by. They're still getting by.
Yeah, they've been good in the Champions League besides the Barca result, but they've not been
Yeah,
at their best in Premier League,
true.
especially away from home. They've struggled. They really struggled. Well, Tamada has taken to Newcastle, man. Like almost like he's
Like
been there for the whole like throughout. Probably with Isak, he's been pretty good for them.
and
His bowling
his
ability looks at odds with the way he looks.
his height makes it difficult for you to believe that he'll be so technically gifted on the ball. Like, his ball playing abilities are top.
Hmm.
Ball playing abilities are
Yeah,
top.
I don't even think he had his best game. I didn't think he had his best game against Man City, sha, but he tried. He worked hard at least. That's the bare minimum you expect for any Newcastle player playing at home. But Harvey Barnes, despite missing an empty chance, bro, he could have had 4 goals against City. I mean, he still scored 2.
That is why Gordon will keep benching him from that wing.
He still scored 2, sha. But that empty net, bro, my jaws were on the floor.
Like, do you understand? That is why players like a player like Gordon will be ahead of him there. Well, credit to Eddie Howe. I like the way he set up that team. He lost Isaac, he lost Callum Wilson. He's been able to get was the Made. He got Wissa, although Wissa has not played because of injuries and all of that. And the other boy was Wall. Well, they are doing well, but you see that midfield, Tonali and Gumare, that's the problem. And Joelinton too, there inside, that's the problem, bro. They have a lot of energy and a lot of mobility. They will match any midfield for physicality.
Yeah, bro. Now I felt their impact. The Arsenal versus Newcastle game. That midfield is very strong. I'm not really sure why they've struggled as much as they have away from home yet. But they are a very good outfit. They are much better than their league position shows. I
I
actually
think,
had them finishing
I
6.
think with time they will get their shit. I think with time they will get their shit right.
Mm. They have
Hopefully,
competition though. They have very stiff competition. They have very stiff competition because Bournemouth, Villa looks a bit fake today, but they still won. They seem to be kicking back, getting back into gear. So
I saw the first half of that game, and after the first half I was like, nah, Emery's done for this game week. And then I quit the game and I started seeing a movie. Only for me to come at full time and I saw that Rogers scored 2 goals. I was like, what?
oh yeah, you were making fun of Rogers. You were like, is this the Rogers that will bench Palmer?
Like, I was like, is this Rogers that will bench Palmer in the because to be very sincere, the first half they were a shadow of themselves. It was all about Leeds was playing better. After that tweet, I came and saw Rogers scored 2 goals. I was like, let me keep my mouth shut to before Aston Villa fans. Oh yeah, credit to him, sha. He got his 2 goals today.
Anyway, let's go to Arsenal versus Spurs. For the game, I'm not even sure like why just like the look just like the Chelsea game when Spurs play Chelsea. I was like, bro, there's there are some teams that like Spurs just consistently lose to.
No, even when we are bad,
They
like even when
consistently lose to
Chelsea is
Chelsea and
bad,
Arsenal. Like,
bad, because to Spurs,
I'm
Marcelo
not
is
sure
not
why
what he
some
plays
people
for.
had hope, but I'm not sure why some people are having hope that they'll lose to us. I can't remember when last they beat Arsenal. In probably the only thing that comes to my mind is Danny Rose from way back. They don't win Arsenal in Emirates
There was
Stadium. Like it doesn't even happen. I think 2008 was the last time I saw that.
that word they had equipped. Was it at the Emirates?
What'd you say? Yeah, I think it was
There was a
Emirates
game
when they won. The last time won us. Oh no, that's probably if they won, it's probably in White Hart Lane. Oh yeah, at Wembley. I don't. They. It's been a long time since they beat us now in Emirates Stadium. It's been so long. That
like
almost never happens.
for us, it's not even about the stadium. We go to their home, we smash them. They come to the break, we smash them. Our players, our fans call White Hart Lane 3 point lane. We know that, oh, are we bad? No, don't worry. Let's just go there. Let's play. We're having a poor run of games
We
against
see.
Spurs. Like, our redemption begins today.
See, the thing though, I mean, they usually give us a good game. I won't lie. They'll give us a good game. We'll still win, yeah, but they'll play well. Like it'll be tough. Maybe like 1-0, 2-0, but we'll still win.
they're not 100 now, so they would definitely come with their A game, but they just always
Yeah,
lose.
but today that did not happen. But that's fair. Don't worry. So all those one it doesn't matter regardless. I mean, they had their Van de Ven and Romero like last time. Defensively, they should be solid. They had a very good defensive like
Yeah, yeah, they were
team.
so poor. If they was having a field day, and
Now,
then
Eze had to turn up today as a
like
gunner.
apart from that,
As a
like it was a perfectly written script, a club you were supposed to go to. You turn them down at 9 minutes for this other team, and then this you came to your home and you smashed them with a hat trick. Like it was a perfectly written football.
Nah, bro, this is like you said. You're right. This was the perfect script. Like this is the stuff of like fairy tales, legends, everything. Like the fact that all the drama that led up to him joining Arsenal, like turning down Spurs, calling Ateta, blah 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 blah, not having the best start to his Arsenal career. Because I saw man them talking about how he's been struggling,
Mm.
how he's not really kicked off well for Arsenal. Look, I saw one list that put him up as one of the flops. I was like, what the hell? This guy actually scored against Crystal Palace. Like, how is he a flop? But I mean, regardless of all that, this was the perfect game to shut up all the haters, scoring a hat trick
Not just
against
anybody to shut up the
Tottenham,
manager.
like Arsenal's most hated rivals, Tottenham Hotspurs. What do you say? Yeah, he performed very well, and Saka
Yep.
didn't score, but I mean, I'm still of like narrative that he did not have a good game. I actually disagree. I think Saka did very very well. Could have scored, but he still created some chances for Eze as well. What do you say? Yes, he did, 100%. Mm-hmm. Trossard had an amazing game. Trossard is Mr. Clutch, Mr. Clutch.
Telling you, see that left wing, nobody owns it. It's finally taking it away from Martinez.
He has, and he's very consistent. I know he was among those players that a lot of Arsenal fans were like, pushing for the clubs to sell this past transfer window, and I was among those being like, you be careful for what you wish, because I know he's not nailed down a starting bet consistently, maybe because of Martinelli, but he's been decent. He's been pretty good. He's rarely had like bad performances. If he's not good, he's maybe just average, but he's been very decent. And in terms of scoring important goals, he's been one of the best at it. But anyway, shout out to like Rice. Rice has been immense this season. Like he's been really, really, really good. I know there's interesting conversations about whether he's a 6 or an 8. Me, as far as I'm concerned, in Arsenal, he's been an 8, and he's been one of the best at it. So I don't really understand the obsession about his position. Like, why does he have to play 6? He's very good at 8, and I really, really like Rice supporting the attack, supporting defense, and doing what he does in midfield. Like that's to me, that's his best position, and he's been doing
That
that
is the
to a
best
very,
way
very high
to
level.
play, right? I feel like if you play him at 6, you are limiting your
Hmm.
team. You're equally limiting him. He has the legs to run. He has the engine to run. He may not be the best deep line playmaker, so why are you keeping him there? Just look for a deep line playmaker and then let him do his box to box stuff. He will support attacks.
Yeah.
If he finds himself in those pockets, he will take the shots. Look for a deep line playmaker. Arteta found the best fit for him. That is the problem I used to have with Southgate when I was saying England cannot go anywhere. Declan Rice cannot play as their defensive midfielder. I would rather have Calvin Phillips there and free up Rice. Do you get? Because
Hmm.
there was a particular
Yeah.
game I was watching. It was Rice and Bellingham that were deployed as the double pivot. Bellingham had that maybe ball playing ability more than right. Bellingham had to come back to receive the ball from the defensive line. That was what he was doing. And I'm like, why are you doing this thing? You just have to have the ball, take away one person, push Bellingham forward and have Calvin Phillips here. And then let Rice do the box to box job. England kept on
Yeah.
forcing him to play as their deepest midfielder. Look at
Hmm.
what is going on now. Elliot Anderson is there doing that other job, and Rice has the freedom to roam the pitch and
Hmm.
do what he's supposed to do. I've always
Yeah.
been
Anderson is a great find for them. Anderson is an amazing find for Tuchel actually, as he's been a very good find because that actually frees up Rice a lot. And I agree with you. I think Rice is much better than eight. If you're playing Rice as a six, then you're kind of. I mean, if it's a team like West Ham, I know a team that looks to dominate possession. If you want someone to, to screen that back four, if that's all you need, then he can do that. He can be that kind of six, but he's not really a deep line playmaker.
You have to pair him with. He has to be like a. For me, I feel like you have to be like a double pivot. So he will screen that defense for you. Then you have to put a playmaker beside him.
No, I
That's the
mean,
only way. To,
yeah. So if you're a team that does not plan to hold the ball, keep possession that much, if you want to counter teams, if that's what you want to do, I think he's a perfect six for that. But if you're a team that wants to actually dominate proceedings, dictate play, have the ball, create play from deep, and all of that, he's not that kind of six. You better play him as an eight instead.
yeah,
Yes, he's
exactly.
not a deep line playmaker. He's a box to box midfielder.
Let us saw the
Yeah,
light on.
yeah. He's been very very good as an eight for since Arsenal. I don't even think Ateta ever planned to play him as a six. If not, would not have kept Party for as long as we did.
Yes,
Also, I think you're among the earlier people to call that even during the transfer time. I saw it in the group chat. I know I agreed with you at the time. I think I was just saying, yeah, I don't think he's ever been a deep line playmaker. He was not a deep line playmaker for West Ham. Anyway, he was a
do
regular
you know why I was? Do you know why I was
six,
able
and
to see?
sometimes he also played as an eight.
Do you know why I was able
What
to
do
see
you say?
that whole? You know why I was able to read that thing about his profile on time?
Why?
Like it's because Lampard really wanted him when we were in Chelsea, and we wanted a deep line playmaker in the team because of the way we. So Lampard was like, Rice is the guy he wants right as his defensive midfielder. He wants right as his defensive midfielder. So what we did, we started. I started watching him more because okay, obviously the gaffer is interested. So I started watching him more and all of that. And I found out that
Hmm.
if he wants to play the way he wants to play, he doesn't have that ability. If you want somebody to break up play alone for you, fine, you can do that. But if you want, because a lot of English, core English Chelsea fans were like, get him in and get Jorginho out of our team.
Hello, Kazi.
So I
Okay, I
started
can hear
watching,
you.
watching him, and I was like, nah, this guy can't do the job Jorginho is doing. He can't replace Jorginho. But this guy is a very, very good box to box. Like he has the ability to to recover after he has gone up. I started calling it out that nah, this guy's not a six. This guy is more of an eight. They call English fans being who they are and because I understand now if they're countryman and biased and maybe they want him in Chelsea too. They were like, no, he will be the best defensive midfielder for us. Get Jorginho out of our team, get Rice in. And so over time,
Yeah,
people started watching him, and then a lot of people started discovering that for real, this guy is not a his best profile is not a six. Yeah, he can play there as a makeshift six. He can the same way he can play center back because at the point in West Ham he used to play center back for them too. But he was not
yeah.
his best.
He's a more of a very maybe defensive type of six for a team that plans to play in transition or just sit back. But for a big team, I don't think he's the right six for that kind of play. I mean, depends on how you want to play. But anyway, Zubimendi, despite that one mistake he made that let Richarlison's go, I think he's been pretty consistent for us now. He always seems like he's not even needed any time to adjust. I guess like when you unlike people like Wirtz and all, he's not really needed that much time to adjust to the Premier League at all. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Mendy has it all boils down to proper scouting. I think Ateta did a very, very great job with his scouting, or Arsenal generally did a very great job with their scouting for that player. So they just found somebody who will fit into the team's system, the way the team plays. So they just know that okay, fine. We have Rice here, we have these other guys. These guys can cover grounds for him. Let him just come and dictate the play for us. Everything just worked out perfectly for him. Those kind of players, they will not need time to adjust. He's very, very experienced. He has played a lot in his former team, and I didn't see any reason why he wouldn't hit the ground running in Arsenal. In fact, I knew that, come on, he's going to play that sixth position for them very, very well.
Mm. That's a very good point. It's like we experience. This is a season international. He's in his peak.
Yes,
I'm like, okay,
exactly.
West is young. West is like early 20s.
And
So
yes,
many
West
they should have his career.
is early 20, but one of the things that blew my mind about Vest is that he had an ACL injury sometime in his career, but he came back and shook it off instantly. He didn't need time to to recover. Some people when they come back, they are like give them time, give them one more season to shake off that injury. But he came, bam, he hit the ground running straight. So I was like,
Yeah,
he's a special talent.
that's a very good point. That's a very good point. I think if there's one player fans should not give up on yet, it's Vert for sure. His mentality
Yeah,
is I think he will adjust. If there's one person I'm sure. I know you said before that you think he's in the wrong team, but I actually feel like he's still going to play well for Liverpool eventually.
definitely people learn systems. Do you understand? You cannot write him off. He's a professional footballer. He will adapt. He will adjust. Like look
Hmm.
at for example, when he came to Chelsea, like for a while he wasn't doing so well, but there was a period where he went like for like 2 years on a mad run. That was when he eventually adjusted to the team and adjusted to the league. So I think he will adjust to the league. I have not written him off. If you even watch carefully, I hardly banter him because I actually believe in his ability. Some players don't hit the ground running instantly. I feel like with time he will be something for Liverpool.
Yeah. Anyway, back on Arsenal. This guy, Merino. I know there's been a lot of sadness in the Arsenal fan base because of Gyökeres getting injured. But funny enough, see that pass to Eze for the first goal. I don't think Gyökeres gives that pass.
No, he doesn't.
I think in some games, a Merino or maybe a Havertz might actually be better. Like against Tottenham today, we didn't really need anybody to be fighting the defenders and whatnot because Tottenham honestly just they didn't put that much pressure. They were not good. They were not pushing up. They just sat deep. They give us a lot of time and space to actually pick them up, pick them apart. So this was a almost like a perfect game for Merino in terms of creating chances for Eze and the rest of the wingers. So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
played really well
yeah. You're
coming
right.
in deep.
You're right. So I I believe that this was a perfect game for Merino. If you had Gyökeres there, the team would have had to play to his strength or had to play for him. But now the whole of that attack was very fluid. Mer-
Yeah,
Merino being a midfielder saw that pass to Eze, and that led to a goal. It's the same thing with Kai Havertz, and it's equally the same thing with Gabby Jesus. It's equally somebody who doesn't just he doesn't have the mentality that I am the striker, so I have to deliver, I have to score, I have to score for this team. Anybody can score. If I am in that position and I can create chances, I'm fine with it. So at the end of the day, I feel like if Gyökeres had was in the game, people would have changed your approach. Maybe people would have
yeah. We might still have one, sure.
yeah you would still
But
win, but you would just approach the game differently.
yeah, 100%. Marino makes us play differently, and
I honestly think that I honestly think you guys would have gone for a different profile of striker than Gyökeres.
I'm not mind given that we already have Havertz, so they are both different types of strikers. To be fair, so
Anyways,
uh,
I want to use Havertz as a striker. I was about to ask you, do you really see Havertz as a striker?
I think he's a striker. I can't forget 2023-2024 season. The second when they moved him from midfield to striking, that second half of the season, guy went on the almost like he scored 15 goals. Most of them came from him as a being a striker. His goal scoring ratio wasn't bad at all, and I think I think he's just a different type of player. His work rate is also very underrated.
His work rate is
Lot,
anybody who
what you say?
anybody who underrates Kai Havertz work rate doesn't know him. His work rate is top. The season
Yeah,
one
his work rate is crazy.
after Kante, that guy covered every blade of grass on the pitch that day. Also,
Yes,
the big game player. He turns up in big games.
yes, and his link up play was very, very good. I think at the time I have misprofiled him as a midfielder. That's what I'm saying. I actually think he's just like a supporting striker or a striker. Like
Yes,
he might not be the most prolific, but
he's a
he's
support.
good at what he does. He's basically like Merino, maybe even better.
I feel like he's
Of
better
course, better.
than the hole behind the striker. He's
Yeah,
a supporting striker. I don't see him
Yeah,
as
they can play together too. He and Gyökeres can play together if I wanted to do that.
if that be the case, one of EZE or Odegaard will have to sit on the bench.
I mean, that won't happen. I think it's two of them will compete for that position. Okay, another thing that could happen. Say he comes back, Eze can play left wing sometimes, and if they want to rest Odegaard, Havertz can play behind Gyökeres. Yeah, the good thing about us now, right now, we finally have enough depth where we can approach games differently. I think part of our issues back in the past was always having to field a best 11. And whenever one person from that 11 misses out, the drop in quality was crazy. But now we have you know, we have the depth required to actually properly challenge well. Because I think that's what has been missing for a while.
Yeah,
Because I still remember Andy Martin, Saliba injured. Oh my gosh, the world's about to end. Osaka is injured, then everything is ended.
always been like that for you guys.
I think this season you have been able.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I think we lost Kazia. Are you still here? Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, my network.
Oh, okay. Oh, you sound even clearer this time.
Oh, it sounds clearer this time.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Nigerian network.
Is it a different device or the same device?
No, 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 same device. Just the only thing I did, I changed my network.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think we're talking about wait, what was it?
Oh, was it Havertz?
Oh yeah, Havertz about playing him behind the striker. I was like, yeah, of course. Okay, no depth. I was like, what we have this time, like unlike previous seasons, was depth and different tools, and not different tools, different players that can come in different game situations to make a difference, as opposed to having the exact same starting 11 that we had to rely on game in game out. But now we have different players of different profiles for basically if Ateta ever decides to go a different route, even tactically,
So,
like we
so,
can play on.
so I believe people have the best defensive depth in the league. First
Mhm.
thing first,
Yeah.
you on the right you have Timber. If Timber is not playing, you have Ben White. You
Hmm.
have Saliba. If he's not there, you have Mosquera, another top talent. You
Yeah.
have Gabi. Now he's injured. Gabi has stepped in and he's doing excellently well. I heard people talk about him, and are you sure he will cope and all of that? I said that guy won the league with Alonso. That guy knows what it means to be in a title race. That guy
Yeah.
was in a title race against Bayern. Bayern is supposed to be the superior team in that league, and they went unbeaten that season. He's not a novice. And then you have Louis Kelly to compete with California. So I feel like you guys have the best defensive depth. If you take away Raya, you still have Kepa. So I feel like Arsenal has the best defensive depth in the league at the moment.
Yep. And we not just that we players who can play multiple positions, because Timber is also a right centre back.
Yes.
Fiori and Nketiah are both right centre backs, but left backs as well. And Mosquera as well, who's also a right back and the centre back. That was very very smart recruiting.
Yes.
But even in midfield, okay, midfield is probably where maybe actually it's still pretty deep. Nogard, I actually forgot about Nogard. Nogard can easily come in for Zubimendi. Different profile, but they are both DMs as well.
Hmm.
And with Eze, who can play the left winger but can also play the same position as Odegaard, and Rice, who can pull, and Merino, who can also play the left eight. Merino can also play left eight as well. And I hope Ateta never does it, but Harvest can play the left eight. But I disagree. But I know sometimes,
I actually feel like Havertz as a left eight would be better than
yeah,
Havertz.
that's what Ateta was doing last season. Also, last two seasons. But I don't know why I didn't like that. Eze can also play at the left eight too.
I feel like that 2 seasons ago, Havertz was still adjusting to Arsenal. But as a left eight, I think he can do the job.
Yeah,
See,
but
I think Havertz is too so good. That is the cost of being too good. You understand? You can play multiple positions, and people will now misprofile you. Do you get? Or
mhm.
people will put you in positions where you may not be so optimal. But in Germany, all his coaches and the national team and in the academy always believed that his best role was always in the hole behind the striker. That
Yeah,
that is where he's most dangerous. With that his sluggish nature, they feel that he can create. If he doesn't create, he will score.
yeah. I agree with you with that. So I think he's a supporting striker, but he can also play as a striker.
Yeah, so
But
now that is the difference. Some people, when you say his position is in the hole behind the striker, some people think he's a 10, but I don't think he's like a modern day 10. He's not like
mhm,
a classic 10. He is more of a supporting striker. So you play him in a two striker system, he
yeah.
will be the one that have more of the creative body out of the two strikers. He'll be creating for the other striker and all of that. He can be linking play with that guy. He can be, because of his height and his strength, he can be holding up play for that guy and all of that.
Mhm.
Because he has the
Yeah.
ability to play multiple positions, he has been misprofiled. Lampard has played him as a striker, played him as a 10, played him as an 8, played him as a double pivot in one game self. Like when he came in, when we were trying, played him as a double pivot, and we're like, oh, what's really going on here?
Yeah. I mean, he'll be back soon. We'll see how he'll compete with the his new teammates. But I I also feel like I would like to see him play with Gyökeres together on the same pitch to see how that actually plays out. Because I agree with you. I think his best position is actually with another striker. Almost like I know like Alvarez, for example. I actually think Alvarez plays well with a striker. I know a lot of people, Barcelona fans want them to buy him as a nine, as a center
Yes.
forward. But I don't even know if he can actually play as
No, I
the
believe I believe he has the quality to play as a nine, and then
he can,
he's technically so sound that he can you can equally play him as a 10.
yeah,
Because I
but I've
remember
only ever seen him
as a 10.
with a striker, with a
Yes,
solid
yes,
Haaland.
we've seen him with Haaland. When De Bruyne was not when De Bruyne was injured and he was turning up for City,
Yeah.
he didn't look out of position one bit. He's
Hmm.
one striker I was thinking we would pounce on when I heard that City wanted to sell him. Chelsea were having goal scoring issues. I was like, this guy is so good with goal scoring. Like inside the box, outside the box, it's like it's like another Aguero.
Yeah, he reminds me of an Aguero.
It's like another Aguero. Although Aguero is just more physical than he is. Way,
Yeah,
way
so
more
it's that
physical.
physicality that worries me in terms of can he actually genuinely play as a lone striker? Because I actually haven't seen it yet.
Non
But
striker, right?
yeah, technically he's almost perfect, but physically a lot can he could be stronger. But I can't say he can play as a lone because maybe he can, but I actually haven't seen it. When I've seen him play well, he's always with another
The problem
striker.
is just height. That height
Yeah, yeah.
it's a problem.
Football is changing. Is looking moving away from those nimble forwards these days. It's
Yes,
almost like you now have to have a physical striker as a number nine.
exactly. Look at Mbappe now in Madrid. He's not as physical as people would want their striker to be. He's not like
Yeah,
the average
but
Lewandowski or
solid,
Drogba,
sha.
but he's still turning up. Alvarez in a good system, I feel like he will smash it. He will give you at least 20 plus goals in a season.
Yeah. But anyway, before we move on to La Liga, I think if Arsenal beats Chelsea next week, I think at that point, if we don't win the league, it will be a disaster.
If you beat Chelsea next week and you open the gap,
To 9 points.
that's extending the gap to 9 points against Chelsea. You
Yeah.
guys, the league is yours to lose.
If we don't win it at that point, by I don't know. Okay, it will be hard to beat Newcastle. I think it was in 98, 99. That's probably the craziest bottle in the Premier League era. To remind you. But if we don't win the league, if we open up a 9 point gap, I know it's still early actually. It's still early, but that would be crazy.
If you open up a 9 point gap, at that point, who do you really think is the competition again? Because Liverpool, they are done.
No,
City, I
I think City will be back. See, the reason City is not City of old. They will drop a lot of more points, but I think they'll go on that run. They were on a run just recently and just lost to Newcastle. I think they have the capacity to go on similar runs again.
you didn't hear what Pep said when they asked
What
him.
do
He
you
said the
think?
season just started. That now the transfer
Yeah, he
market
sounded confident too.
Yes,
It's
so the
sounded quite
transfer market
confident.
is behind us. The international breaks, no more international breaks till like March. So let's go for it.
Yeah, he's very confident. I see that.
But for me, I don't usually judge any team until probably like January. I've learned not to judge teams till like January because December the fixtures are crazy. Every team will have injury problems because everybody plays like every 3 days, and then the weather is equally cold. So I just want to watch and see how people manage this winter ball period. Now that the winter ball is out, let's see who will top the table during that period or who is going to get the most points.
I mean, that's the usual thing. But if the past couple of seasons is anything to judge by, has does at this point in the season to come to the end of the season, does it really change? I think we usually have an idea of who the top, maybe top two. At least for the top two, it's actually been consistent. Like
Mm.
last 2 seasons, at least Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. By this time, they are kind of already in that place. But though this season might change, given that it's already
A lot
the
of people
table
are
is,
already dropping points and all of
yeah, the table is acting is more chaotic than the past couple of seasons now. There's a lot more chaos, so a lot can happen. Because I know by this time last season, Arsenal and Liverpool had already kind of started separating themselves low key,
yes.
and same as the previous season as well.
So what do you think about that about the that 15 goal thing? Do you think you guys can still make it?
I don't care about that thing. I don't know why it's, it's an obsession. It will be very, very hard. It will be very, very hard. I mean, we stay hot. Is it two goals conceded in 8 games, and all of a sudden
Mm.
it's conceded like three in like two.
I
I
think
mean,
football has changed. There's VAR. There are so many factors now. It's very difficult to keep that
yeah,
amount of
I
clean
don't.
sheets.
What we did earlier on was ridiculous. Can we do it again? Maybe,
Because
but
if you go
if
back
I'm
and
to
look,
bet,
if you go back and
I,
look at maybe that season Chelsea did that 15 goals, maybe there were some discrepancies in some of the goals. I cannot remember clearly off the top of my head right now because right now the whole of that season is gradually is becoming a blur. So I can't remember, I can't pinpoint games where I say, okay, this particular goal was shouldn't have stood. You understand? Or this thing should have been a foul or because there was no VAR. It was
yeah,
just
true, true.
the same thing
It'll be,
with when Conte did that his I think he did his 7 games run, not conceding any goal with Chelsea. All that season too, there was no VAR and all of that. But now that there's VAR, there are some games you feel like you would have won, or some games you would have won, but VAR will always intervene and then you may concede a goal or concede a
I
penalty.
don't. If we do it, it'll be crazy. I don't think we can. But if any team can do it, if any team can do it, I think it's Arsenal
Honestly,
defense
I don't even
mainly.
think Chelsea themselves can replicate it.
Yeah, it'll be hard, of course. It'll be hard. That's why it's a record. But and Arsenal defense is very, very good. It has to be a special goal to score us right now.
Yes, yes.
See, Richarlison, that's from 35 yards.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
But
That is
I
crazy.
believe that solidity comes with that Gabriel and Saliba pairing. This is just the first game with Saliba and Hincape, and Spurs are not
Yeah, they were much of a
these
test.
sports at the Emirates. Now you guys always deal with them. So I would really like to see that pairing with another top team against another top team and see how.
Bayern Munich.
Yes, exactly. So, but I'm very confident that with Gabi and Saliba, I know that definitely they are the best defensive pair in the league. I even rate them more than Konate and Van Dijk.
If any attack who's gonna test Arsenal's solidity right now, it's definitely Bayern's attack.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it's
the best
gonna,
attack in the world right now.
yeah. But anyway, I think that's it for Premier League for now. I know I saw Barca versus Atletico. They trounced them, destroyed them.
Yeah, but I
Lewandowski.
didn't see any of the Spanish games today.
Oh yeah, I mean I saw Madrid's own today. I saw parts of the Barcelona game. I think now the difference between both of them is 1 point. Those two teams are very interesting. I really don't have any of both of them winning the Champions League right now. I don't think Barca and Madrid are as strong as they could be. They have very, very good players, but I think they are just a bit behind the big boys in Premier League right now.
I really want to see. I really want to see Barca against Chelsea. I really want to see that their highline
Yeah,
against Chelsea.
that would be a good test for them because I don't see how they keep doing what they're doing, being so weak defensively. Yeah, Jamal looks to be back to his best. I watched his last game, created a bunch of chances. I think he had like 2 assists.
Like
Ferran
that
Torres,
assist to Ferran was amazing. Was amazing. Outside of the boot.
but he does that every time, man.
Yeah,
He's
like it's
become
become a signature.
it's his signature now. Even probably he has owned it more than Modric owned his own. Maybe almost as good as or if not on the same level as Charisma from back in the days at this point.
Yeah, well, no, but let him start scoring goals with it. Then
He
I
doesn't
would
score goals with it. Yeah,
then
then I'll
know
say he's like
that
Charisma.
going for Charisma's throne.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah,
balling.
I really also I feel like it would be a very good big test for Chelsea themselves.
Hmm.
Let's see how where we are at this season. We did it once with PSG, well, but that's in the past. It's we cannot keep relying on that. Let us see let us see how we fare against the big boys. That's why you see the Barca game and the Arsenal game. That's what's going to really test our mentality this season. If
Yeah.
we can come out with anything, me by prediction, I predict they will probably win against Barca because I feel like defensively they will always give you chances. If we can take our
Hmm.
chances, then we have something there for us. And then against Arsenal, because it's at the bridge, I feel like maybe the best Arsenal can get to can be a draw. Yeah, that's because it's at the bridge. I feel like maybe Arsenal
Wait,
can get
wait,
a draw.
when last did you lot beat us at the bridge though?
I can't remember when last. I'm not sure. But let's
it's been a
just see
couple.
how it goes.
It's been a couple of years,
It
guy.
should be probably like 5 years or so now.
Exactly. It's been long. I mean, I think it can be a draw like last season. I see you guys as a viable threat actually, especially going forward. Caicedo has been immense. I would love to see the battle between Caicedo and Enzo versus Rice and Zubimendi.
Yes, exactly.
I can't wait.
I just pray Ateta doesn't decide to come and play for a draw because our only problem will be if Arsenal decides to defend. Because I know that as a defensive unit, they are quite solid. If Arsenal decides, okay, let's sit back and hit them on the counter, then it's
We
going to
know
be
when do we see? I feel like when guys say that Arsenal is defensive, but what do people actually mean? Because for the most part, we don't even sit back. We push up, so we are defending from the front.
so. This is what I noticed about Ateta, especially last
Yeah.
season and some part of this season. He knows when to defend. He knows when to attack. It's not like he always wants to defend.
Hmm.
Sometimes he knows that okay, this game maybe I've gotten one goal and
Yeah.
the way the game has been going, it's a very tough game. It's a difficult game. Just tell the boys let's close shop. Arsenal are so good at closing shop, and they'll just close shop and they will go for the day. 3 points in the bag. He doesn't care.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Sometimes, but when we,
Every time he has played Chelsea,
yeah.
recent times, most times he has always known that our problems are mostly in the defense, not in the midfield, and probably a little bit in the attack, but the midfield is good. So he always tries to give us the ball. Just give them the ball. If you can beat them on the counter and bypass the midfield, then you are always going to have a chance to score. So if he decides to come with that game plan again and tell them, okay, Maresca wants to play the ball, fine. Let them have the ball a little bit and then let's beat them on transitions. Then it's going to be a very long day in the office for us because I'm not too confident about our defense, our centre back pairings.
No, but
Our right
that's
back
so.
and our left back, no problems. That's James and Cucurella. But our centre back pairings, that is where I have an issue.
I mean, the games I've seen, if I remember correctly, most times when we play, not just Chelsea, almost every big team, is mostly the only time we see because we always start strong. We always like peg teams back early on. But if it's when we score that maybe sometimes we now start kind of like withdrawing a little bit more. But guaranteed is that when we start the game, we'll push forward.
No, definitely now it's fresh energy and all of that. But
Yeah.
if he uses that fresh energy and puts a lot of pressure and gets a goal, I trust Ateta.
Exactly. Of
He's
course.
going to try to bait you out. First thing first, his team is technical enough to keep the ball. So why don't we play out from the back? You guys now come and press, come and get the ball. Do you
Hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So that's my major problem. But if Ateta comes and he wants to always peg us back 2-4-7, I don't have an issue with it because Chelsea are very, very lethal when it comes to transition. Any team that gives us that
Yeah.
space,
NATO is very dangerous in
so
counter
anybody who
attacks.
starts that game, even if he decides to start Esteval, his pace is electric.
Yeah.
So he can get something out of that game for us. But if Ateta comes and decides, okay, no, let me be a little bit conservative. Let me not press you high. Let me press with a mid block. I will not press you until probably you are in the midfield or you have a little bit in my half. And Chelsea is going to
Yeah.
have a long day.
Anyway, though. Well, but let's go back to La Liga Sport. The one I really watched was Madrid, and once again they've dropped points. So they had a healthy-ish lead above Barcelona, but now it's just down to 1 point. I can't tell who's the favorite in that league. Neither of the two teams are really fine on all cylinders. Mbappe didn't score. I mean, he's been scoring, but I think he's having a little bit of a mini drought right now.
He had an assist at least.
Yeah, Vinicius, and I guess they are saving him for Champions League, but that's weird. I don't know why Xabi rested most of his big hitters today. Brought them on second half. Elche wanted to kill them at some point. To be honest, I think they should have scored more.
I can only imagine. I didn't see the game. I was working.
Yeah, he ended 2-2 for Madrid and Elche.
But I'll probably go watch the highlights later, or maybe I will rewatch the match whenever I can. Well,
Yeah.
credit to them. Credit to them. Elche, they were able to at least get a draw.
Hmm.
Madrid played away, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. But I think Jabi is still figuring things out in Madrid, honestly. And
But
I
so far so good. He has not been asked. He has not been terrible.
no, he hasn't been terrible. He's just his figuring out his best. Maybe more like right winger per se, and what exactly to how to get Vinicius like playing to his best, because I think they've not really had the best relationship so far.
He,
So
he,
he has to
he,
sort them
he
out.
lost his favorite right winger to injury, Mastantuno.
Yes,
So, well,
and also the right
like
wing, the right back.
he prefers Adagula from inside the park. Gulea can also play as a right winger,
Hmm. True.
but the manager sees him as a 10 or
As a
something.
10. Yeah.
Yes.
For the right back position, that's also a problem-ish position. I think this guy is currently not fit. The main
Yeah.
starting back, Caballero, yeah. So Trent got a chance today to prove himself. Yeah, he gave a nice pass, created a nice chance for Mbappe, but he was very weak defensively. The same issues like we all know. So we saw the best of him going forward. He can give the cross, he can cross for sure, but we also saw the worst of him defensively.
I, I,
So
I I think Real Madrid would have enjoyed Trent if they had a striker like Haaland or somebody.
yeah,
Well,
probably.
I don't know. Maybe when the chemistry grows and the chemistry builds, players like Mbappe and Vini and the rest will enjoy him. But I always felt like if they had like a domineering presence in the box, like a Haaland kind of striker, or even Osimhen, he will feast a lot on his crosses.
Bellingham was okay when he came on. Played behind Mbappe as a 10.
Okay, okay,
He
they
was
played as a
basically
10 today.
yeah.
Bellingham is a top boy, even though I really don't see him as a 10. I've always thought Bellingham's best position is also box to box because Bellingham is not scared of, he's not shy to put in a tackle. He's not scared of getting himself dirty or doing the dirty work. He will get into the sliding tackle. He will get physical. So I think
No, I
Bellingham,
agree.
seeing him as a 10, really not his best position. I think he's better as an 8. And
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair, apart from all the criticism that maybe Tuchel is criticizing him for, I feel like Tuchel is not wrong not to pick him as his 10, preferred 10. To be honest, I feel like he should go and fight for the eighth position.
Yeah, I think Tuchel has settled on his central midfield. I think Tuchel likes defensively solid midfielders.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's
He's obsessed with clean sheets. He doesn't. He hates it when he doesn't keep clean sheets.
yeah. So I think the only place for Bellingham to play, honestly, is that 10 for England. And well, I'm not. I don't really like how Tuchel is handling the same situation. That Tuchel is a troublesome person from what I've seen in his career so far.
Will I use the word troublesome? I feel like he's stubborn. Let me
Yeah,
not use the
but
word troublesome. He's stubborn. He believes in if he believes in a particular thing or he sticks with to his philosophies.
no, but he talks too much. Remember, we had this conversation when he was in Bayern Munich, like always coming out, like talking about players, causing division within the camps. The other, I think it's unnecessary. Like I've not seen even in Chelsea, I've not seen him in a club where he didn't have drama. Because that's some, I'm like,
Yes,
did
yes,
you
yes.
really?
Everywhere he goes, drama follows him.
Really?
He
In
had a little
Dortmund, he had
drama.
drama.
He, he left
PSG, he had
Dortmund
drama.
because of drama. He left
PSG, he
PSG
had
because of
drama.
drama.
Chelsea, he had drama. Bayern, he had
Chelsea.
drama.
Yeah.
England. Because at the time at Chelsea, we were blaming the new owners. But if we think back now, really, the common
Yeah, but
denominator
to
is
an
Tuchel.
extent, everybody understood Tuchel's stance in Chelsea. He has always said it that he doesn't like to get himself involved in transfers. Because I believe he doesn't have
Yeah, see,
an excellent
you're
player
you're
eye.
giving context. You're giving context as a Chelsea fan. I understand, but if you think about it, all of those situations, there was context. PSG, that time they were saying yes, the work environment is toxic. The owners are toxic. Blah 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 blah. So everywhere he goes, why does he keep picking toxic jobs?
I don't know for him.
Because
I feel like the Chelsea job was so perfect for him because he didn't have any business with transfers. All he was doing was identifying profiles he wanted. You understand? And Marina was going out and doing the job for him. But
I
the moment he changed the
understand.
ownership, everything flipped.
Okay, I understand, but honestly, right now, from what I'm seeing of him, even they did not change ownership or anything. I think at some point he would have had problem in Chelsea again because he
He's a
talks
man.
too much. He talks too much. He'll come out in the media, start running off his mouth, blah 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 blah. Like, bro, these are something you can just handle within closed doors. You don't have to tell everybody. Like
But
there was no point in him coming out and talking about Bellingham's attitude and whatnot. It was not needed. It's really not needed. You can make your decision. I think what he wants to do is just create a narrative and everything, so that whenever he makes his decision, it looks like it looks like it makes sense. The same thing with I think with Kimmich in Bayern. He was talking about Kimmich, how he doesn't see Kimmich as a DM, blah 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 blah.
no,
blah,
but,
blah, blah.
but that issue in Bayern, I felt like there was nothing wrong with it. Fine, you don't see him as a DM. Send him back to right back. That's where he started his career.
Yeah, but that's
Get
what I'm
who?
saying.
So who do you want as a DM? Palinia. Play Palinia there and get
Yeah, he didn't have to
results.
say, but he didn't have to come out and say that. And because Kimmich would come out and say he prefers DM, the man just come out and say, I don't see him as a DM. Now it looks like this division.
True
And
though,
there was
true though.
division, yeah.
But I believe that this is going to be England's best opportunity to win the World Cup.
But yeah, me too, I believe.
He's a proper tournament coach.
Yeah, he has to win it because now we all just wahala. Like if it doesn't go right, they will blame him.
And I don't
Maybe
think he's
maybe
going
he
to get
thrives
the
in
same
chaos.
grace Southgate got with England. I don't think so. I
What do you
really
say?
don't think so. I don't think he will get the kind of grace Southgate got with England. So he has to deliver.
No. See, if you're causing all this chaos, you might as well win. Because one thing people praised Southgate for was the way he handled the dressing room. He had nothing. Like everything seemed like a happy, peaceful, like thriving atmosphere. So, but right now, is everything's looking toxic. So the only thing he has to do is win. Maybe he thrives in chaos. So
Yeah,
anyway, it
it's
was a
possible.
nice conversation, my guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time you can on your camera.
After Nigeria, I'll tell your country, Nigeria. Tell your country.
All right, man. All right, guys. It was a
Yeah.
nice episode.
No, Alan.
Make sure you.
Hopefully, we can have another one after the Champions League.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll see. I'll hit you up. But guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and
Follow the
Keep up with
problem.
us. All right, bro. Bye
Right.
bye.
Cheers.
Yeah.